Hello, everyone, and welcome to the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and I am the host of the show. I have the honor of hosting this show every single week, and it allows me to bring on very special guests to provide information to share with our community, helpful information. Our two guests today, we have Dr. Sunji Phillips. She is the CEO of Bryson Associates. And we also have Mr. Craig Gordon. He is the president of NEED, that is nutrition
and
exercise versus addiction
and disease.
I always need help with that.
Very good. No, you did great.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So we just did a podcast and we talked about opportunity and prevention, or prevention and opportunity on nutrition. And I would just like to continue that because that's going to be on Twitch and you won't see it until much later. This is live on YouTube, and I hope that everyone here listening will really apply some of the information that we're going to give. And the reason for that is because it's to help prevent some of the issues that we have with our bodies. And the reason for that is caused by our diets. Or some of it is anyway.
That's the general idea.
I'm sorry?
That is the general idea.
Yes.
Yes. Good.
I am going to try to apply some, but so we're going to start with Mr. Gordon.
Okay.
So why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about NEED.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Again.
NEED, nutrition and exercise versus addiction and disease. I started doing this work when I was 22. I'm 68. 46 years, it's been a long run. I did work for the White House for the Reagan administration on drug abuse policy, and wrote a piece, I don't have it with me, I actually have it outside, called The Causative Factors in the Evolution of Chemical Dependency. Because everybody had all these opinions and all these ideas and all these things related to why addiction was so bad. And keep in mind, this goes back 40 solid years. You know, so I'm learning about addiction in my early 20s after being addicted and seeing addiction all my life. My mom was, 5'4", 300 pounds and addicted to tab and junk food and this and that, and was having some pretty bad reactions to it. And I was carrying weight. I still do carry a little bit, and it's been a real challenge to lose weight and stay at a decent weight. And so I started learning about addiction back when, and nobody's talking about sugar. Nobody's talking about coffee and sugarettes, I call cigarettes. Nobody's talking about, the typical diet, which was so
You're
poor.
right.
So poor. And then we all got hoodwinked into low cholesterol, no cholesterol for 10 or 15 years. And then as soon as that slowed down, it was low fat and no fat. And all the while, big food, beverage, and pharma, particularly food and beverage, are adding more and more sugar and artificial sweeteners. And we're like, woohoo, it tastes good. Let's have some more. Yep. No problem. And it's on TV, so, they create all these perverted realities about these products that make us want to crave it. And they're appealing to us with sex and with, good old times and with having a great time doing this or that, and how you relate to other people and how you socialize. With all the junk food, the sugar, and the beverages. And we're all going, no problem. I want to,
Yes.
And, like Pavlov's dog, like a trained monkey. It's like, you're kidding me. Yeah, we were all doing it.
You know why?
Everybody.
You know why? I think every time somebody hears the word addiction, they think of drugs. They don't think sugar.
Right.
And so that's interesting that, you point out how addicting sugar is.
Yeah.
And once you say the words, and I think about what I do, You're right. I'm addicted to it. You
Right.
can't just eat one cookie.
A
You
lot
gotta
of
keep
people
going.
are. Well, I was given a cookie and I took it. You know, a local restaurant missed my, and I was with my friend and he's a big guy and we're both hungry. And they didn't serve us for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And they gave us 2 extra cookies. I said, oh, thank you very little. You
Or
know?
bread. Or
Right.
bread.
And I still have most of that cookie in my truck a week later.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm like, I don't need that. It's bad. I know it's bad. I talk about this every single day. You know, I talk, for instance, I say to women, especially young women, the best way for you to protect yourself is to eat really healthy. That includes what you drink. And then your body works better. Then your brain works better, right? Because they're one and the same unit. And then, pardon my French, you can own and maintain an accurate bullshit meter. Think about how big a deal that is for young women and even young men to stay out of trouble.
Exactly.
If their brains worked better because they were eating less garbage and less sugar and less chemicals, and they hydrated with water, not soda and Coca-Cola, and all these other god-awful juice drinks that are way too sweet, then their brains work better. Then they have a lot better way of thinking deep, clear thoughts, process and retaining information, and God forbid, getting the answers from the right data. You know, and listening to things so that they understand a little better, and then they think about a consequence. What's the result of this? Should I ride around with this guy that I know is a known felon that already had gun violations? And I'm like, and I need a ride really bad across town, and he's offering me a ride, but you know, there's a chance he's got a 9 under his seat. He gets pulled over, okay, and both of them go to federal prison for
That's
10
right.
years. 10 years, both of them, and he had nothing to do with the gun. He just got in the car. So you know, and the same thing with young women.
Bad decisions.
Bad
Yeah.
decision. That's how you protect yourself with your brain.
Starts with a
Now,
bad diet.
Mr. Gordon, tell me, what do you think about all of these sugar or zero sugar cookies and cakes and candies? What
It's
do you
a disaster. Plus, a lot of people are doing the zero, no sugar, low sugar, artificial sweeteners, blah, 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 no calorie, low calorie. And they're taking in other chemicals into their body.
Yep.
And the people that drink the artificial sweeteners with their drinks and the artificial sweeteners in their snacks tend to put on more weight and get more cancer. I wonder why.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Could that be my problem? I went from sugar to sweet and low.
Yeah, it's
you were
a
just
big
speaking
problem.
about
But
that.
I used to
It's a
take
big
3
problem.
tablespoons of sugar and 1 teeny weeny little sweet and low.
My mom was
and
carrying
1 cup
the
of
weight.
coffee a day.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to
My
me.
mom was carrying the weight, and she was drinking Tab. She should have owned the company. She drank so much Tab, you know? And Tab was like this new fad thing
Yeah.
40, 45 years ago, 50 years ago even, where you buy a Tab, oh, it doesn't have sugar.
Yeah.
It's artificial.
It's awful.
And those people tend to put on more weight.
You know what? I don't know about that, but I do have a short story to tell. I worked for this company. I won't say the name. And I worked in the inventory. And they had vending machines all over the place.
Oh, joy.
And so we had the truckers to come in, and they would get the soda for the machines. Soda for the machine. So the regular Coca-Cola were in cardboard cartons sealed with like foil on the inside, I think. And then the sugar-free had to be put in glass bottles because it would eat through the cardboard.
Nice.
So that's why I never drank diet
through the
anything,
plastic.
the diet soda or whatever.
Yeah.
I never drink that
Yeah.
because of that reason.
Well, they
How
still use
interesting
Coca-Cola.
is that
Yeah.
to know that whatever's in that diet soda would eat through foil and cardboard
Yeah.
and had to be put in glass bottles, and the regular syrup, well, I'm talking about the syrup, was in cartons.
See, these are industrial chemicals.
That is wild to
It
even
is.
think about
See,
that.
most of the trouble we get into in this country is self-inflicted.
But you don't know what you
Okay.
don't know. How?
Well, you got to ask. You got to think. If your brain isn't quite interested in doing anything different, then you're going to deflect and you're going to put it on the side and you're going to
Right.
make all that information wrong so your habits are right.
Right, but no
You
one
make
knew
me
to ask
wrong.
about that. That's why you're here to inform
trying.
everybody that it could be your diet. This is
Sure
something
could.
you need to start thinking about. It's not just
Absolutely.
drugs and pain medication that are addictions. It's also sugar. Because I never thought about it. Did you?
No.
I never thought about it. This
Well,
is really,
that-
really
see-
interesting.
It
See,
is.
big food, beverage, and pharma, mainstream medicine, and the
Now we're talking
insurance
money.
companies, okay, are grossing somewhere around $6 trillion a year.
Ooh.
Give or take a few hundred billion,
Yeah.
like massive amounts of money. Remember when I was out here with a $100 bill and the penny?
Yeah.
Okay, the penny represents 1 basis point of $6 trillion. The penny, you have a $100 bill, a penny. Now the $100 bill is worth $6 trillion. What do you think the penny's worth? 1/10,000th of the whole number.
Wow.
$600 million.
Wow. So how do you
So to
train?
give you some scope and scale on the influence this carries
Yeah.
in Washington
Oh,
and
please.
business and people and our population, I mean, there must be 50 million people that just do food, beverage, pharma, mainstream medicine, and insurance. 50 million jobs.
Yep.
And are you going to make yourself wrong if you're involved in all that stuff? Oh,
If you-
no.
No, not if you're making money.
Now, are you going to feed some of that garbage to your kids? Probably not. Or you're going to at least be aware of it, I hope. Okay? A lot of people choose to remain ignorant of their own real condition. They make a conscious decision to remain ignorant of a bunch of different things so they don't have to do anything different. I've heard a young black guy say to a teacher down in Georgia, I don't want to eat like white people. So there's a race thing, there's an attitude thing, there's any old excuse you could possibly think of to make changing and eating healthy wrong, so eating whatever you want is right. And this is as deep as it gets, and as powerful and result-orientated as it gets. It's not a good result generally.
Yeah, and you know
We're
what?
in trouble.
I don't think it's a cultural thing. I think it depends on where you are. If you're in the projects, black, white, or otherwise, you're going to eat certain things.
Well-
let me finish. And then if you're middle class, you're going to eat certain things, whether you're black or white. And then let's take Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm sure they don't eat the things
Right.
that people, in the projects eat, and they're black. So I think it's
Right.
where you are.
Even though I
You
did
know?
hear Beyonce loves Waffle House. I'm just going
That's awful waffle. You ever hear that one? Awful waffle.
I love Waffle House, and
I've
yeah,
been-
so
I
that's
heard
two
that
of us.
She loves her some Waffle House.
And I
I've
know
been
the
in there,
people in the
but-
projects love the the
Hey,
Waffle House. So
I've been-
that's all of us.
Right.
I've been in there, but I just order 4 or 5 scrambled eggs. That's it.
The Waffle House is a bomb, though. Everybody loves a Waffle House.
Yeah, well, it might
But
be
I
wrong.
really think it's about
It's not good for your body.
I think
Right.
it's about your class on how you eat. I really do.
Well, your class, your
Because
reality,
if you're a
your
billionaire, you have the best nutritionist
No, you don't.
cooking for you.
Nah, not unless you want them to. A lot of people don't. A lot of people will eat great, certain part of the week, and then not so good the others.
Okay,
A lot
that's
of people
me.
will celebrate in certain ways and sabotage the work they did for 2 weeks. A lot of kids that have issues will eat well a little bit and then eat poorly most of the time because their parents or caregivers just don't know any better. And they're trying to save money and feed them whatever's cheap and fill up cubic inches in their stomach. Like one of the worst
That's the people
foods
in the
out there.
projects.
The 2 worst foods I can think of just about are ice cream and mac and cheese. Was that,
Not
what
giving a-
did you say?
Yes, what did you say?
Mac and cheese, I call it sugar and frankenfat. Okay? The noodles turn right into sugar in your body in 20 minutes flat. And then who knows what they put in the cheese and the preservatives and everything else. So we've been raised that, and that's such a staple in our country.
It is.
And it's dirt cheap to buy it and easy to make. And the kids make it, and they microwave it if they don't want to bother to even cook the noodles. And they're hammering on that, just like this, for a thing in the afternoon, because they're so hungry, because the kids don't get enough protein, they don't get enough nutrient, they don't get enough vitamins, they don't get the minerals they need, they don't get the hydration they need. So their body's pissed off, they're trying to grow, they're trying to develop, they're trying to get education, they're trying to keep up with the other kids, and they're not doing too well. And all this is normal. Then you have the access to food, and that's not so good. And if you don't have, people aren't willing to put ingredients together and cook from scratch, then they're doing, they're working 2 jobs, and they're slam bam throw something in the oven or the boiler or the microwave, and here it is. And it's usually not so good.
And wait, let him go to ice cream.
Okay, yeah.
Ice cream is dairy. Ice cream is dairy. It's frozen, and it's sweet. So between even being cold is a little bit of a shock to your system. We've acclimated it. We think it's wonderful. It's not that good for your body. We want to eat stuff that's warm and cool, not really hot and really cold, because it's a shock to your system. Then you got the dairy. Dairy creates mucus, okay, in your sinuses and in your lungs. So how many kids in the cities and everywhere, particularly cities, have asthma? It's pretty popular.
It is.
It might be as many as 1 out of 5 kids has asthma, maybe more. Then there's allergies. There's allergies for dust, and there's all sorts of other things. So those kids, between the allergies and the dairy products, have a lot of mucus in their sinuses and lungs. What does that do? That precludes you from oxygenating your blood. So you're not getting the oxygen that you're capable of getting. Then those same kids are putting on weight. Because if you oxygenate your blood, it's like fanning the fire. You go like this to the fire, you blow on it, it gets hotter. It burns hotter. But with that less oxygen, your body doesn't burn the fat like it should. And then you make bad decisions. You keep doing the same old thing. Put on a little weight. You get a little attitude, and it goes on and on. And this is a vicious cycle. And so the doctors, the pulmonologists, I've asked like a half a dozen of them, they never recommend cutting dairy out of an asthmatic's diet. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
My son has asthma
So, does he do dairy products?
all the time.
So have him do no dairy products for a couple of months and see how he's breathing.
And he exercises all the time. He's in tip-top shape.
Hey,
But the asthma is still
Yeah,
there.
the asthma.
And
the
he
he
asthma
could still
is
have
there.
an asthma attack.
Yeah.
That asthma
So
could
I
kill
think the
him.
exercise is helping the
It is.
asthma.
It is.
Because
but
most
dairy
people with
product-
asthma can't really run
Listen,
or exercise.
dairy product and diet does not
Yeah.
discriminate.
Yeah.
Either way, it's the same for everybody on the planet.
He's always
Are
eating
eggs a part
cereal.
of dairy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I eat a lot of eggs. I don't think they create mucus.
Okay.
I think they're a great
You think the
form
ice
of
cream and the
protein.
milk and yogurt and things like that? Okay.
Yeah, dairy meaning, what
Yeah.
comes out of a cow. Goat milk is better, not perfect, but better, a lot better.
Okay.
The cows are too commercial. Just too much chemical and too much pollutant and too much.
And it's
this.
what they eat.
And
It's what they're fed.
Even if they're,
So beef as well.
I eat sirloin burgers, so lower fat. I cook them in butter, real butter. And
Margarine is bad.
margarine's more
Terrible.
caca,
Okay.
more garbage.
Caca.
No good. So I real butter and spices and so forth, And so, not a huge amount, just like a third of a pound, half a pound burger. I even throw a couple eggs in there.
In your burger?
No, next to my burger,
Oh,
and have them
okay.
with my burger.
You eat a lot of eggs. You
Yeah.
don't
I
have
like
a cholesterol issue?
No.
Oh, wow.
I did my
Okay.
blood, what is it, your blood pressure?
Yeah.
Guess what it was?
What?
Right.
101/65.
It's all that swimming.
That too.
I think it's the
That too.
exercise.
But that's like Olympic athlete blood pressure. You can't get better blood pressure. So I'm 68. My blood pressure is supposed to be like 140/90 or 100.
That's
Wow.
high, isn't
Or
it?
something
140
like
would
that,
be
or,
high.
Or whatever, it could be anything higher than that.
Okay.
There's a lot of room for, right above that. So my blood pressure was literally perfect. My cholesterol's, I didn't do my cholesterol recently, but, so I'm just walking the walk. I'm not just like that with the chatter.
So the old cliche, you are what you eat, is true.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah, it
You
is.
are,
It's a big deal.
I didn't mean to say that out loud.
What'd you say?
I said,
ooh, child.
that was a thought in my head.
Well, it came out.
So
So how do you train yourself to, like, all of a sudden stop doing everything you've been doing
don't
and
do
start
it all,
something
don't
new?
do it all at once. Do what I suggested, try rotating dairy out of your diet for a month.
So no dairy for a month.
A month.
None whatsoever.
Right.
That's
Now,
drastic.
I have almond milk every day or every other day, and it's unsweetened, no dairy.
Oh, my sister drinks that.
Okay, it's not so bad.
I could try that.
It really is decent tasting, and it takes the place, and there's no mucus, and there's no hormones and whatever else they put in the cow milk.
Okay, I could do that.
So
I'm
that's
gonna
just,
try it.
that's simple. And then I don't eat a lot of cheese. I used to love cheese. I couldn't eat enough.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if I can
And
give
I'm
that
just
up. I
saying-
give up the
Oh,
milk.
right.
Goodness.
But the rest of your life gets better. So it's like, here you go, Vanita. You want the nickel or you want the $10 bill?
$10 bill,
Okay.
100%.
So if you make what you think is a sacrifice, but it's maybe a trade, to eat better quality food without what I call the obvious insults, you're way ahead of it.
What if you
Way
just
ahead.
cut out 50% of
Or
your
what about if
dairy?
you just cheat on, like, one day out of the month, you
Yeah.
give yourself a cheat day?
Go ahead, one day out of a month, not a week. Not 2 days out of a week, and I'm not picking on you.
Right.
I'm just saying people
Oh, I
sabotage.
know you are.
Right.
They sabotage or nullify and negate their genuine positive effort with little, like little paper cuts.
But
the
it's like a
death of 1,000
wash.
paper cut.
It's like a wash, right? It's not making it worse.
Well, you're not getting better either. And we need all of our immune system to fight cancer and disease and all the other things that are going on every day. And we need to pay attention to that.
That's
we
so
need
true.
immune function. You can't put your finger on it. You don't know how
Exactly,
well your immune
exactly.
system's working until you get sick or you keep getting sick. Or they do a blood test to see if you've got any immune function at all. I have one of my signs that says, sugar paralyzes immune function. Cancer and disease lurk unopposed.
Wow, that's deep.
It's like throwing your body under the bus with your own immune system, which you desperately need
Yes,
to
you
fight
do.
for you. Between the three of us, probably one of us has a little bit of cancer in us.
I hope not.
Well, I'm just saying
Yeah.
that
But
is
that's
the
the
likely.
stats.
That
Yeah.
is the
That's
likely
what the stats, 1 out of
statistic,
3.
Yeah.
at least.
There's
And
so
if
much.
you have a strong immune system, it will
You're
keep
able
it
to
at
fight
bay,
it off.
fight it, and take care of it. But
That
if
makes
your
sense.
immune system is like, screw you, you've been beating the crap out of me, I'm not going to do anything for you now. And there's cancer over there, too bad, fool. You have been self-inflicting this horrid beating on your own immune system with all that sugar and junk food all these years, and you don't think there's a result or there's a consequence? you know?
Definitely.
So there's stuff like that that are going on all the time. So we have all sorts of opportunities to prevent disease, prevent bad behavior, prevent accidents, prevent a long list of the bad stuff that we have to face and challenge us every day with getting healthy. And health is basically nutrition and exercise.
And sleep.
And
And sleep. And
sleep is a
yeah.
big deal.
I got the exercise down to a science. I
Sleep
gotta
is a big
get the
deal.
diet.
Hydration is a big deal. Of the two or three of us, one of us at least is dehydrated right now. It's probably
me.
I was
It's
going to say
me.
probably me.
You know, dehydrated while we drink some water.
Right. Okay. Just before, how do we make that change? I know that you said swap out. It was like, I think we kind of cut you off mid-sentence with how do we make that change in our body? How do we make the change in our eating?
Well, before you get sick, you say, hey, you're watching everybody around you drop like flies and get sick, get diabetes, have problems with alcohol, have problems with cigarettes, sugarettes, have problems with breathing, all these different problems. And you don't think something like that's coming for you. It is. And if you don't get serious about prevention and your ethics about and your determinism to get healthy, which means lose some weight, which means go for walks every day. The minimum prescription, I tell people, is 2 20-minute walks a day, every day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, like you're late for the train. Like I wrote a children's books, sweating is cool. Okay? We want to sweat a little bit. We want to get that oxygen. Okay? Then we want to get healthy ingredients to our food that we make from scratch. We want to bother to cook from scratch. So
That makes a difference. It
and
really
it
does.
does.
So,
And then, just the hydration thing.
Yeah.
Make sure you drink water and be grateful for it.
exactly.
You're lucky to be drinking water because a lot of kids never drink water.
And they drink juice all the time.
50% of them are dehydrated.
Yep.
Dehydration is another form of malnutrition.
Yep. So
It's bad.
It is, I know. So, Mr. Gordon, thank you so much for the education on nutrition. Thank you, Dr. Sunji. That's pretty much wraps up our show today, and I want to thank our audience for joining us. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.